Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, Stacey and I shall be discussing Mayor of Kingstown, which is starring. We're doing season 1. Season 2 starts next week, but we want to get ahead of that. It's starring who? Starring Jeremy Renner, who is having a birthday, actually celebrating his birthday this weekend. And Renner and Jeremy sadly is in the hospital, so we hope him good recoveries from his plowing accidents. So we hope he's okay, as he has a great show out on Paramount Plus. So the only reason I got Paramount Plus because it's not for Tulsa, King of Tulsa. That's that bullshit we will not be reviewing on this channel. Fuck that show. Anyway, I digress. I do. But anyway, 10 episodes. Let's get to it. Stacey, what did you think of the mayor of Kingstown? Excuse me.
I found it quite entertaining. It is a clusterfuck of a show. Like, they're gonna just throw any bullets, bodies, just whatever into each episode. So you would not be bored. It may not necessarily make sense, but you will be entertained.
Stacey has very, very poor attention span, so this kept her moving. Like, okay, let's.
I look forward to every week because I watched it in the beginning.
Oh,
it was a weekly show, and I said, "David, this is a good show." He was like, "Fuck Paramount Plus." I said, "Okay, fine."
Is that what I said?
You did. You was like, "I'm not getting Paramount Plus."
All right. So, my bad. All right, so I can whatever. It comes a time. This is what happened, guys. I was going to Jamaica. Right. And I was like, I'm going to be there for a couple of days. And I was like, I need some TV to watch while I'm sitting on the beach. And I said, you know what? I like Jeremy Renner. I like him as Hawkeye in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I first saw him in The Town with Ben Affleck. Great movie. And I was like, he's a good actor. So I was like, you know what? I got 10 hours to kill. Let me download this series. And I watched it and I was like, I got to keep watching. I mean, it's like Stacey said, a lot of shit happening. But yeah. I asked you the question, why is it happening? If you are old enough to remember 80s TV shows, or probably before that, but 80 TV shows where every episode was its own thing. This week on A-Team, this week on Hunter, this week, like none of the episodes connected to anything. It was just a new adventure that said characters were getting into, and somehow in 50 minutes plus commercials, they solved all the problems and then went on with their lives. Knight Rider, for example. That's what this is. And like that's what this show is. It takes you back when it's just a day and the lead character cannot be hurt. Like this. That's my biggest problem with this show.
Teflon.
He is Teflon. There's criminals, law enforcement officials, random bullets during a prison riot. Sailing.
Just cover your head.
He'll be all right. Mike will be all right. There's nothing stopping this dude at any point. So you're like, he's never in danger at all. And so that's the cool, but also negative. Also the negative. You're never like, no, he's fine. No, he's fine. He's Mike. He's Mike.
Mitch has brother, on the other hand.
Mitch
I wanted Kyle to die. Not Mitch. Kyle.
Really?
He's a bitch.
Yeah.
He cried through the whole riot. Nigga, you're a cop. Like,
he got maced.
Oh my God, I can't see. And then the dude put Red Bull in his eyes.
Yo, that shit was hilarious.
Worse than Mace?
Yeah, I look, I'm not a scientist. I don't do this shit. It looked hilarious.
I was sworn I saw one of those water cooler things back there, but he went in the refrigerator and grabbed a Red Bull to rinse the pepper spray out of his eyes. I was like, what? I was thinking he needs some milk.
Right. They didn't have no milk. Don't have no milk. It's like, let me get some Red Bull. Like you got to work with what you got. But how do we get to the riot? So we're gonna work our way up to episode 9 and 10 to get to the riot. Episode 1 was the amazing. We watch a lot of drug shows. Okay, I've never seen one where said drug supplier uses a kid and a tennis ball to hit drugs over the fucking fence in a prison. I was expecting the asshole, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, like the guards are involved. Like, I never thought this fucking Mike hands a $20 bill or something to a kid and says, hit these tennis balls over the wall so I can deliver drugs to the one of the 7 prisons in Kingstown. They only deal with 2.
Fictional town, I'm assuming.
I don't know. I don't know. But like, they only deal with 2 prisons. So that kind of irritated me that he said there's 7 of them, and I'm the mayor of Kingstown. I'm like, but you only deal with 2 prisons. So I'm hoping maybe they expand the other prisons.
He got connects to. Which prison was he in? I was hoping to get a little bit more backstory into his prison.
His prison time.
Yeah.
We got season 2. But anyway, we find out that he's actually working with his brother Mitch. Mitch is the quote unofficial mayor of Kingstown. And he does some wild random shit to keep the prisoners in line. Anyway, Mitch and the wife of Milo get murdered by the same dude. Quickly. Wife gets raped and murdered after he fought. This made no sense to me because I'm like, oh, this is gonna drive the whole season because random dude goes to want to go see Mitch. He happens to see Milo's wife leave. So he follows her home to her job, follows her to her job. She's a stripper, gets 2 lap dances, masterfully follows her home, breaks into her house, rapes her, get a random piece of paper, which he thinks is a map, somehow figures out that this map must connect to Mitch, stays in Mitch's office all night, waits for him to come to work, kills him, magically finds Milo's money on the same day that said wife says, I need 200 grand dug up so I can fly to Europe or some shit. And somehow that's just all coincidence.
Yeah. He's conveniently murdered by the cops.
Yo, Mike runs the entire city. Like they voluntarily, the SWAT team voluntarily said, don't even worry about it, Mike. This dude ain't living. So just rest your head.
Done it quite a few times this series, which I was here for it.
But then that make no damn sense once we get to the meth dealer. So like in this episode, they proved by themselves they can execute anyone they want and just call it.
He had a gun.
Pick up the gun. The SWAT leader needs his own show by himself. I need to see. I want to know his time in Afghanistan. I want to know how long he was doing SWAT shit. Like he needs his own show. Like fuck Mike. I need to focus on the SWAT leader because that dude ain't about no games. Like he brings all the weapons and the fun. I want to see his lovers. I want to see him kick down doors. I want all that shit. Like that's what I want as a spinoff. But anyway, we prove anyone can be murdered pretty easily, right?
Yep.
What I thought, which didn't happen, I thought we were going to find out that said Mexican murderer and rapist was working for someone and knew that Milo wanted this money moved and therefore wanted the money. And we're going to spend the season trying to figure out who was behind these 2 murders. That's what I thought. And it didn't go no damn where. No damn where. I actually wanted to be the guards. Some of the guards heard the fact that Milo told somebody, hey, I got some money moved. I told my wife, da-da-da-da-da. They hired some criminals on the outside. They didn't know that said criminals was going to kill Mitch. That was just collateral damage. And then therefore, boom, they get like, Mike and crew like murder them. Milo never, ever mentioned the fact his wife was murdered.
He did not.
But he moved heaven and earth to get his ass on Iris.
He did.
No sense. No sense. Anyway, next episode, we are faced with the Latino community. So we get a Latino dude, a gangster who shoots up off camera, shoots up a bus stop, kills a black girl. He is arrested safely, tried, put in jail, and sentenced to be lethal injection. His sister wants Mike to fix this. And he's like, no, he's being executed. I don't know what you think I'm going to do. But to show you he's the man of the people, he sits next to this woman whose mama can't speak English because they Latin, I guess. And it's like, tell her in Spanish, he's okay. He's going to a better place. He feels no pain. He murdered a little girl. Fuck this dude. Tell your mom this. He murdered a little girl. Fuck this dude. He's getting exactly what he deserves. Say that. Say it. Like, instead, shh, it's okay. It's okay. He's pissing on himself and he's crying and I don't want to be here. Fuck this dude. Fuck this dude. So I don't know. That was all a waste of time for me, sir. None of this. I gave no fucks. I gave no fucks. So not the one, not the case, Mike. This ain't selling me. Okay. And that little girl should be like, oh, my brother. Your brother's a murderer. So let's just keep this moving. Anyway, Bunny. Let's talk about Bunny. I've never seen a stereotype so well put together. Damn it. Carl was like, David, when you watch this show, you're going to be like, fuck, like stereotypes. Bunny,
yeah.
The hood of hood Crip drug dealers who sits his fat ass as he clearly has diabetes and high blood pressure.
Yeah, because he always getting those slushies from the cookie market.
As he has his crack cocaine, we're assuming, in a cooler right next to him at all times. As his dealers deal these drugs every day, while the feds watch them every day, not to bust them or anything, just to make sure they leave the drugs in the hood where they belong, as Mike points out later. Mike, Superman, Teflon, repeatedly over these 10 episodes whoops Bunny's ass whenever he feels like it. Episode 1, he drives his car. Episode 2, drives his car onto Bunny's fucking hood project lawn, throws 2 flashbang grenades, pulls a gun on Bunny not once but twice, walks away, has a beer, sits down with Bunny, brings him back a chair and says, shut the fuck up because I'm Mike. And Bunny says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Want to dance for your boss? Like, I was like, this Mike cannot be stopped. Then the cops,
white privileged.
No, just Mike has balls. Because then the law enforcement sees all this, follows him to his office, and you think, oh, he's fucked. Like he's about to get it. It's like, I'm Mike, bitch. Why are you here? They're like, would you like to be an informant for us, sir? He's like, look here, man, let me sign this paper, give me my check, and get the fuck out. And they go, yes, sir. They get the fuck out. That's it. That's the whole thing. Guess what? He don't snitch on anybody.
He does not.
He continues to commit crimes with Bunny because everything that goes wrong in these prisons somehow is connected to Bunny. It's like, hey, that's why I put that picture by Bunny runs the prisons on behalf of Mike, I guess, because everything connects to the black man and the Crips.
Yeah, he's protected because everybody's trying to kill him, even though his big fat ass just sits on the lawn all day. Then, just drive by. Pew, pew, pew.
No vest, no nothing. He just sits there, eats his chilling.
Eat his burgers and his slushies.
So then we fast forward to episode 8, where all of a sudden we're introduced to the Bloods, who have never been mentioned at all. The Bloods go pick up Iris because sex trafficking, and anyway, they take her conveniently. This is the time that Bunny, off camera, apparently has decided he's going to orchestrate a whole event to kill these particular Blood people, leaders, or wherever the fuck. They just happen to have Iris in the fucking car. And they're Bloods wearing all red, driving a red van. Hilarious. Because the Crips are wearing all blue, driving a blue van. Just to keep everything straight, they shoot up the van with no disregard for anything. Somehow they do not hit Iris once. Pick her up, take her to fucking Bunny. Bunny calls Mike. He picks up his girl. Done. What? I was like, what happened to the traffic stops? Like, were those traffic stops on purpose? All the construction that perfectly guided them into the death trap of the fucking Crips? Like, did he set all that up? Why did he set all that up? Was he fighting with the Bloods? None of this gets resolved. Not even who those people were. None of it. Bunny runs all the black people in the prison. You would imagine some of them are Bloods. So how's a Crip in charge of
Maybe
all
the Bloods are in the other jail.
So why is it Mike doesn't have a rep for the Bloods? It's all like the blacks.
I guess when he went to jail, he was only in jail with the Crips and the rednecks and the Latinos. So that's who he got connects with.
So I was confused for the introduction of the Bloods. It just kind of muddies the whole situation because in prison it's
you can't have Crips without Bloods. I mean, it would have been just weird, I guess. I don't know.
I said the same thing, but once they established that Bunny was the Crips, I said the same. I'm like, where's the Bloods? Like, and how did they get with this bullshit town? Like, how did they like migrate? Like, I'm like, is he in charge of all the Crips in the whole East Coast? Like, I don't know even where this town is at. I'm assuming it's East Coast, New Jersey. For some reason, I just feel like
it looks East Coast.
Let's East Coast-ish, right? Like Pennsylvania, somewhere in that bullshit. So I was confused. I was like, what? Let's talk about Milo. So Milo is one of the only consistent villains, if you will, in this series. Milo is played by the actor who played Littlefinger. If you watched Game of Thrones, how do you know him?
He is the Irish gangster on Ken,
which did not get a season 2. I'm assuming.
Not that I'm aware of him.
That's too bad. It sounded like a great show. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
It was interesting. Yeah.
AMC, right? AMC, right?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
I feel like it is. But
Tyler Gentler, Gangs of London.
So
if that makes any sense.
I was like, I like that. I like the script. I will check it out. But Milo, so again, not confirmed. His wife, is a stripper. Let's look at this. You have 200 grand in the ground, just sitting, not worried about it.
Did he have some bodies or something?
No, that's the serial killer James, and we'll get to that later. He has $14 million in bearer bonds, which he didn't send Mitch and Kyle to get. Just the 200 grand doesn't make sense. Why is your wife stripping? If you got that kind of money,
it's about that life, I guess.
Don't make any kind of sense. And he don't give no kind of fucks. And then somehow he's running women on the side, like he's a pimp. Iris forgets. She forgets that she has a tracking chip in her, as fucking Mike is Captain Save-A-Ho. That's what this shows.
The ultimate Captain Save-A.
Yo, that should have been the title of this series.
We need to Photoshop a cape on this man.
Just damn it, with just a big ass H on his chest. I was like, what? Every time he's like, wait, Hakeem needs to go to hockey practice. Dun, 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 dun. I was like, he's like, I got it, buddy. It's all me. We'll get to that silly shit in a minute. Anyway, what the fuck? Milo's henchman routinely gets his ass whooped by Mike.
Threw that chair through the window. I was like, what is happening?
Oh, that was Duke. That's the other
guy.
That's when he stepped to the whites. And did not give no fucks. Just threw a window, a chair through this dude's window. Was like, what did I say to you? And he's like, you know what, sir? You're right. My bad. I'm sorry. Apparently he was with the whites when he was in jail. Like that was his crew. But apparently now he runs shit because now he's out doing something. We still can't figure out exactly what his real title is or what he does. He just walks around, kicks down doors.
I never figured that out.
So let's talk about that. If he's an actual government official, that means he gets a government check, right? Like he's an employee, right? If he has a job, I mean, your job pays you. Like if he's the actual mayor or deputy mayor, like that's a paid.
I think mayor was like a euphemism. I don't think he was like a legitimate elected official. He was. No, it was just something the hood gave him, right?
But he was doing like government shit. Like when the feds were like, "Hey, we need you to snitch," they were coming to him like he was somebody.
At that point, he was a government informant. So he should have gotten something. But I'm saying before that, like, how was him and Mitch making money off of their little escapades?
Side hustle.
I didn't understand that.
That's what I'm saying. Their office was in the legit town office because the cops were down the hall. Like this was like a legit place somehow. It seemed like it was legit. It seemed like it was a legit place, but then it seemed like a random building. It was never clear.
It was never a random building that they were in.
I thought so, but then because at some point Rebecca's like, "Hey, we need more clients because we're not making enough money." Mm-hmm. So that implies that again they're not being paid. I'm like, so who created this position that Mitch has?
I have no idea.
I'm like, it doesn't make it.
I was confused. I'm like, how are they? Because these clients didn't look like they were that, well off.
Except for the one white dude. And I guess because he's white and he's wearing a suit and he just looks like he got some. But he was like, "Hey, I need you to find out the serial killer. Get him to confess that he in fact killed my daughter." And I was like, and then off camera, something happened. He goes to Bunny. He once again goes to Bunny. "Hey, Bunny, you know James, whatever the fuck, serial killer?" "Nah, dude, I don't know anything about that." He's like, "Damn it." He don't go talk to Duke. He just talks to Bunny. "Hey, Bunny, do you know anything about this?" "Nope." Next thing you know, serial killers is getting lethal injection. He don't piss on himself because he gives no fucks, I guess. He makes a random statement. And somehow the guy's like, "Yeah, that's all I need to hear." He said nothing like, "I killed that bitch. You can find her here. She tasted like strawberries." Like nothing. So I'm like, how did Mike even solve this problem? Like
Okay.
Wait. So then later on, Milo says, "Hey, man, I know I kidnapped your girl or wherever the fuck. Hey, how about you go out to the location and go find some metal?" And then somehow he leads him to the fucking bus that has all the bodies of this serial killer that just got murdered. But you know what they don't do? Bring back the father to be like, "Oh, that's my daughter so-and-so." Yeah, because they never found her body. That was the whole thing. So yeah. you kind of should have did that to kind of tie this shit together so we can be like, "Oh, that's James, whatever fucking victims." And now we've accomplished something. That would have been helpful. But they just moved the fuck on. They found these bodies that never comes back. Iris has fucked every single government official in New York City, including the FBI assistant director of the local whatever in New York City. This never comes back.
Season 2, maybe.
I'm like, I don't even know what we're doing right. I spent more time with that bear than I did trying to figure out what's going on with some of these storylines. I'm like, what's going to happen with the bear? It's good.
Between the bear, the mom, the wife, I was like, what is the point of any of these people?
I love the wife's the mother's random ass white men ain't shit stories.
Racist classes.
Yes. Hello. Today I should be telling all you mostly minorities how the white man has fucked all of you. Anyway, let's discuss the Civil War and slavery.
Like, what type of prison classes is this? Is this gonna help me get a job when I get out? Like, what is the point of this?
A degree or something? At least, like, give me something. Give me something. But she was consistent with these random ass stories. Also, she could be the one to talk to the inmate that killed Sam.
Well, I will appreciate, at least in the women's prison, I noticed that you had Black women, white women. There were some Native American women in there. There was some Latino women.
Yes.
It was quite diverse.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, there you go. Not just Black people go to jail. That's a solid message right there. I appreciate that. Just like that one Native American who's like, "Could you please tell me the story of how my people got killed with the dogs and whatever the fuck dog story was?" And I think my people had the dogs. She's like, "Go turn to chapter 5, and this is where you'll find out how the white man fucked you over." Thank you, white woman. Thank you, white woman, for telling me how your people fucked my people. Thank you. I was like, stop it. This is
He's like, I'm Irish, so I didn't do that shit. It was the British.
They fucked
Thank
me
you
over
very
too,
much.
girl. They fucked me too. I was like,
They did.
I'll let
We
no
weren't
si-
even considered white up until 1925 or whatever.
I don't know, but they weren't people either. My point. Our point is like they were just immigrants too. But I was like, why the fuck are we doing these stories? So anyway,
Is this going somewhere?
it not. So then this actually connects to Sam. So Sam is the nephew of a guard who continues to fuck up, right?
Yes.
If you go back and watch it again, this is good writing. So after he beats that one guard because he got caught up with the thing, and they put him in the tower for safety.
Yes.
The dude says, hey man, he might end up shooting somebody. As long as he shoots the right person, then he shoots the wrong person. And he's really fucked at that point. So then they say, you got to go to the women's prison. They tell him they're going to try to fuck you, like physically, like they're going to try to do this, like be careful. They see him being inappropriate with some of the inmates, particularly the one who ends up murdering him. I love the scene. I love the scene because it was hilarious that she was like, come, baby. I need you to come. I was like, I guess she's like, the semen will prove that I was raped. I was like, I
didn't understand.
She was like, I can get mine and I murdered this dude. Now, my problem with the scene is that she stabbed him with a pencil. Shouldn't the authorities ask the question, what were you doing with the pencil? Because when they were in class, they said, put the pencils down and stand your ass up, because that's a shank, that's a weapon. But somehow that never even crosses any of these people's minds how she already had the pencil with her, which kind of sounds like premeditation to me. But never mind. Said mama is like, hey, they sent me in here to trick you into confessing.
Tell me with your ass, not your mouth.
Don't open your mouth.
What was the point of that?
So inmate could go, you know what? Let's talk about mouths.
Like,
no, she was like, my stepdad used to finger me. What? Like, I know what to do with my mouth because he stuck it in my mouth too. So is this what the truth you want to hear? Oh, never mind. Poor inmate who was raped. I guess you didn't murder this man. Thank you and good day. I shall just walk away now. I was like, no, she killed that.
She did that shit.
She did that shit. And somehow this is all, and she black, right? So this is all connected to Bunny. Everything comes back to, was it Bunny or was it P Dog? Like, we don't even know. We don't. It's some black on black violence across prison.
P Dog. Wasn't it? No. Well, I don't know.
We don't know. Anyway, back to Milo real quick. All right. So I loved how he, like, Lex Luthor mastermind was like, hey, you might want to do this if you really want to get out of here. There's the keys over there.
They color-coded the keys to the door. That's not very secure. Red door, red key. And the fact that they were sitting there fumbling, it's like, red door, red key. And then they have the master key that unlocks everything. Why would you give that to a person who's just walking around? Not very secure. Bad physical control. See, my cybersecurity.
Look at you.
Studies are like kicking in.
Look at that. Poor, no passwords, clearly, because they were able to hack in immediately once they got control of the computers. So poor password security there from cybersecurity. But again, Milo didn't cause this riot, but he used it as an opportunity.
Just sitting there like, and the black guys, they kept like nobody noticed them. Like, they were so obvious that they were up to something. They were like, what? Like, what? And Milo just sitting there like, the niggers are up to something. You just sit here and wait.
Niggas plotting. I was like, how do you not see this shit? But Riot in full riot Milo is calmly looking for a uniform he could wear. He's like,
yeah, I don't fit.
It's like sleeves not long enough.
Not my style.
Yeah. He's like,
it's a little too hot, a little too cold. This one is just right.
His happy white ass.
Like Kyle and Ian, when they were running around, I'm like, wouldn't they try to get like some prison uniforms to throw on just to kind of blend in just in case?
That's a good idea. That's actually a good idea. No, Kyle's eyes were fucked up. Okay, so he had many other things on his mind. Also, back to one, he's a punk ass because apparently he's married to his mom, not his wife. Because too many times, mom was like, "Sit down, wife. Let me show you how to handle your husband." And I mean, I was like, hold the fuck up. Like, one, you living with your mama. Let's just start there. Like, you don't live with your mama, and you don't let your mama run your marriage, because that's clearly what happened. It also
she was a bit too timid, I guess. It's like she was afraid to speak half the time. I was like, is he beating her or something? Right. Like, she was just so like,
she's can I tell him I'm pregnant? No, bitch. Sit there and get in the kitchen. I was like, can I
tell the father of her child what that she was having a boy? The mama had to do it. I was like, is it your place to be telling him this?
I mean, was he in the bed? Was he in the bedroom? Like, come on, baby, you know how to make a baby. Let's put it in there. Come on, you know how she likes it.
Like, what? We need to give me some grandbabies. Let's go upstairs right now. I already checked her temperature. She is ovulating, so let's proceed upstairs. I'll stand here and make sure that the D is the like, Mom, really?
I would not put it past her. Like, she had way too much control in that relationship. It was very uncomfortable. I mean, as a married man myself, I was like, this is not okay, Mom. Boundaries.
Your mother-in-law just, David, when you gonna give my daughter some babies? Like, what? None of your business.
Look, you know she's scared. You know she can't cook. You know she don't want to cook. I did not know that, Mama. Thank you. Excuse me, wife. You have anything to say to me? No, Mom. Just talk to your mama.
No,
your mom. I was like, too much. Like, too. Also, back to the power of Mike. When Kyle murders a business owner who's trying to defend his business, Mike just walks in and was like, yeah, look here, government officials. This guy was.
So that whole scene confused me. And I watched the scene twice, and I still didn't know what the fuck was happening. Like, you had the crackhead tweaking in the corner.
Yeah.
And then they automatically assumed that they were running drugs to the pizza place, or what?
No.
What the hell was happening?
So they assumed that said tweaker was about to rob the place, right? Once that went to shit, once the owner pulls the gun and starts shooting at the cops instead of the tweaker, right? And then they kill him. Mike just walks.
But why was he shooting at the cops? I was confused. Because he just started shooting.
Right. I know, but like, it's like they're the ones that pulled out the gun and was like, bam, right? But they were pointing at him, at the tweaker, right?
They were pointing at the crackhead, not the owner. So why was the owner shooting? Man, I was like, is he up to something? Like, was he a bad guy and that's why he started shooting?
No. They want you to know that Mike walked in and said, this guy is now a drug dealer.
Sprinkle some crack on him. And then Internal Affairs shows up. He's like, look, this is what happened. He really did. He just like, this is what happened.
Hey.
And I'm Mike, so it's true.
It's true.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, and like, you're like, leave so I can put the crack on him. And then wrap the story up. And then the girl he's fucking was on the team. So she's like, no problem, Mike. I'll give you a few minutes and take care of this. And also, he was getting in the bathroom for no reason. I was like, this is unnecessary, sir. I'm not turned on or nothing. I'm just confused. I don't know who she even is. Like, she's just getting dick. So I'm like, who are you? Like, you can't introduce a character getting dick and then we're supposed to care. Like, that's not how that works. Dinner first, conversation second, then dick. Then I'm like, oh, okay, you're something. Now I just think you're just a hole, just randomly. Anyway. So yeah. So that was a crazy setup. And Kyle was like, "Oh, I can't believe I killed somebody." And wife is like, "It's okay. I'm having a baby." And somehow that makes up for the fact I just murdered a dude. But okay, baby, like now we gotta have a child.
Take a life, get a life. Fair exchange.
I guess. Bunny. Do we talk about Hakeem yet? Bunny's nephew, who's gonna cousin.
Oh, yes, the hockey player.
So let's another man of the people moment that they gave Mike. So again, every day he goes sees his best friend Bunny. They sitting up there, you know, you my best. One day he's gonna be driving Bunny, and Bunny's gonna be like, Mike, you my best friend. He's like, thank you, Bunny. Anyway, black ass Bunny has a light-skinned cousin named Hakeem. Because he's light-skinned, he has hope that he can get out the hood. Because all the other men in this black ass neighborhood are in jail or dead.
Yes.
Because they're black. Hakeem says the only way I'm getting out of any of this thing is sports. But he can't do basketball, black sport. Can't do football, black sport, I guess. I guess he can't run track either, also black. So he says, I'm going to be the black athlete of a white sport. And he picks hockey. Mike takes him to a hockey game. A game implies teams. Hakeem should be on a team. And his team is facing another team. But when we get there, because he's black, I guess, he's the only team. He is the team. So he's facing a whole hockey team by himself and gets into a race war. Mike, a man of the people, beats up the entire fucking audience.
Exactly.
And the hockey team. Like, he goes on the court and beats up teenagers and the adults. I'm like, what in the fuck is happening? Because he don't see race. He's like, this boy's gonna make it. I'm not gonna help him go to college or nothing, or I'm gonna give some job training. I'm gonna make sure he plays hockey. Because that's how this black ass light-skinned kid is gonna get up out of here. And I'm like, therefore, Hakeem, and he says, I'm gonna take him next Friday. And I'm gonna take him every Friday. He never took him again. I want to put that out there.
He's never more important shit to do.
Never in the series does he take this motherfucker back to hockey ever. His drug dealer cousin, who has armies who can murder bloods at any time, does not send any security with Hakeem. Just in the case that race pops up and he has to fight a whole hockey team by himself. Doesn't even cross his mind because he's with Mike. And Mike can take it.
Mike. And once Mike whoops everybody's ass, he don't need protection no more.
Don't need no more protection. Mike was here.
You know who I am? I am Mike's friend.
And it's funny, though, he's the mayor of Kingstown, but this must be the south side of Kingstown because they didn't give a fuck who Mike was. Like they were fighting him hand to hand. He had to be like, oh, shit, I got you. They got on the court. He was like, he had to get the hockey stick. He's like, come on, man, get the car. I'm going to call somebody. You own the cops. They murder people for you. They just voluntarily murder people for you. Call the cops. Why are we fucking around with this? Like, what is going on? Anyway, he never does any of that shit, and he never takes him back to play hockey. So I don't know where that goes anywhere. I was like, stop it. It was an Iris, the pretty woman stripper with a heart of gold, whatever the fuck storyline they want to stereotype they want to do with this poor white woman. By her mere presence, men just throw money at her. Just
she ain't got to dance. She just stared.
Right? She would just. They're like. Now, again, Milo correctly assessed that a beautiful woman who wants to have sex with Mike is not how you get Mike. You whoop this girl's ass so he can put on his cape and he will fly to her rescue. As he murders Duke and his entire house, women and all.
Is that the guy? Yeah. Bop. I was like, what?
What? He's like, fuck this dude who kept me safe in prison.
Action.
Yo, you mess with his lady. It's not even his lady. You just keep murders. Once again, the cops find a cell phone at a murder scene. Sees Mike's name in it because for some reason Duke puts his legal name next to Mike. This is Mike.
I'm surprised they didn't have Mayor of Kingstown.
Right? This would be like
Mike, Mayor of Kingstown.
/ Mitch's brother, Mayor of Kingstown. Mitch.
The security number, address.
The cops on their own destroy evidence.
Drops it in acid.
No cause, no reason. Hey, this is Mike. We got to help out Mike. The reason I bring this up is because the second and third episode, Milo's henchman is like, if you don't give us that 200 grand that the cops have, there will be trouble. Mike easily could have called the cops and been like, give me the money. And they would have been like, here you go. And that would have been it. But he didn't want to give him the money back because he was like, fuck you. My brother's dead, so they're gonna keep the money. He just said that. Like, I run the cops. Also, let's get to the meth dealer and how this makes no damn sense. Meth dealer acts, they never investigated this, for the record. Let's just get that out there. A trailer blows up. That's what happens. A trailer blows up, a mother is dead, child is dead. From that scene, they've already assessed that it must have been the meth cooker father who must have blown up this lab, and therefore he has to be murdered immediately.
What?
Not by the cops who 2 episodes ago murdered a man with his help. They're like, help us murder you. And he did. And he was killed. And that was it. They have to get the whole criminal prison involved.
I don't understand why they chose to use all the gangs to kill one person instead of just picking like one crew or even just one person and say, hey, when he gets there, just take him out.
Or
you can kill him yourself.
Just kill. Like, that's so much easier.
But I guess since they had already killed somebody, it would be a little suspicious if they just turn around and kill somebody else. So they were like,
again, they destroyed evidence later on. Like, these are criminal cops. They give no fuck. So this made no sense.
I mean, they're keeping the streets clean. Or are they? Because Kingstown seems to be like a shitty town to me.
It's shitty to begin with. They're managing the crime. They're managing the crime to keep the prisoners happy because somehow they run the town from prison. Because Bunny is being run by the people in prison. They call Bunny and be like, this is what needs to happen or there will be trouble. But you're in prison. So what the fuck are you going to do to me? But apparently Bunny's like, look here. You got to keep the prisoners happy. Anyway, my point is, it makes no sense that they give up the guards and everybody gives up all their power to the prisoners to kill this one guy. And who ends up killing them? The black crew, Bunny's crew. When everybody wants him dead, you just murdered this dude. This should not have been the starter for the riots. This is not the moment. Sam murdering the wrong guy in prison, that's a start for a riot. Like, that makes sense. This tweaker does not make sense because it was an accident. You never approved this. And who gives a fuck? It's like, what about the black girl? You remember the black girl who got murdered and you never saw her face? Instead, you're trying to tell this Latin family how it's okay. Shh. Let him go into the light. Shh, it's okay. He's dying peacefully. He murdered a little girl, but who gives a fuck, right? I was like, stop it. This makes no sense. Mike beats up after he finds the dead bodies. This is nothing. Milo sends Mike to find all of James's dead bodies. 28 things in a bus, right? They've been buried for obviously a long time. Obviously, Milo did not kill these people. Somehow Mike thinks that because he found it, they're going to think he killed them? Like, what? Like, oh my God, I'm implicated. How the fuck are you implicated? You just found these bodies. In fact,
you probably were in prison when those bodies got buried. Like, I'm sure you have an alibi for that.
I'm like, bruh, your brother probably has more DNA now connected to those bodies than you do because he actually touched them. Like, he went inside the bus. Like, there's nothing in this bus that says Mike. So what are we even doing now? I was like, what? Why? But don't worry, the bodies, all that shit just went away. So it doesn't even fucking matter. There's so many things that just goes. Anyway, Iris finally picked. No, once Milo tells Mike, I have a tracker in my property Then he digs it out like some kind of army field surgery situation. And she's completely fine. He just heats up the knife and digs it out. And he's like, okay, baby, you ready? Now go take a bath. And daddy'd be home the afternoon. Now they're some kind of play couple and shit. And she's
Yeah,
like,
that was funny. What time will you be home, dear?
he's like, it's okay, baby. I'll bring some champagne. All right. I'm like, y'all gonna be fucking season 2. Like that's what this is going. This is
Oh, they don't bring her back. She needs therapy and lots of it.
and lots off camera, like you said, off camera, season 2, episode 1, he gets a postcard from Iris, who's set up in Florida, living her best life.
Exactly.
Nope. She gonna be in that cabin.
What's a German pancake?
Huh?
I was sitting there, a German pancake. I was sitting there when he was cooking. I was like, okay, he's making French toast. Then he put flour. I was like, okay, he's making pancakes. Then he put like lemon zest, and then he put it in the oven. I was like, I'm not even sure what this is. And he's like, oh, it's a German pancake. What the fuck is a German pancake? I'm confused.
I'm confused. And you're Irish.
Yeah, he did.
And she's Irish. She's redheaded as fuck. I'm like, why are you making German pancakes?
Just because she's a redhead doesn't mean she's Irish.
I feel like she's Irish. But you're right. You're right. That could be just root racist on my part. My fault. All right. I accept that. But anyway, I was just like, this don't make any sense. But anyway, he could. I felt like I said also some of these episodes could have been movies by themselves.
Especially the last 2.
Prison Riot. I realized this is not for me. I gotta change my life. I got Iris. We're gonna drive off into the sunset and live with the bear.
Oh, they gonna have that little bear and maybe a coon, and then they're gonna make some redheaded babies and eat German pancakes for breakfast.
And be happy, right? He's like, and like that's the movie. The first episode, they're high as the mayors of Kingstown. Shit goes bad. Brother dies. Mike realizes this ain't the life. I need to get out and go be the cook I always wanted to be. Movie over. The riot ends in the same episode. Second episode. So 2 episodes. It's done. There is no cliffhanger. There's no reason to watch season 2. Like the only
Milo out there running around. So that's the only thing I can think of.
And he's a threat to who? Exactly. He's
a threat to women because apparently he kidnaps and chips them up and sells them into sex slavery. So yeah.
I mean, but like he wasn't like, I shall get you, Mike. Like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. If he just walks out, just hey, who the fuck is that dude? Oh, he must be a guard. Oh, the guard, the one who got shot by the army soldiers, the National Guard, the one who went crazy and like it was like
the tower dude.
The tower dude.
What the fuck was that?
I love that story because I love like the backstory that they were like, one, he's getting picked on by his coworkers. Start there. Then you find out his home life is so bad that he leaves his wife to take care of his special needs son, that he would rather die in prison. He would rather go to work and be shot by National Guard than to go home and to deal with his family. Because
I mean, you can just always blow your brains out, like, sir. It's not that serious. You're gonna take out 3 National Guard just because you miserable?
And this doesn't, like, I don't know what they're trying to achieve with this story because him first, bow, like he's holding the prison down when everybody's locked up or dead or whatever. Like that redeems him, right? Like right. I was like, oh, they're going for that story, and then he tragically dies, like trying to defend his fellow coworkers. No. Then he just snaps, and it's like, fuck you, National Guard! I'm holding this tower.
They took the gun and then took the clip out, like when they took the gun from him.
Yeah.
So how did he start shooting people?
I want to say,
okay, maybe they left one in the chamber. I'm not sure how guns work. I just saw it on TV, but like maybe they left one in the chamber and he gets one shot off. But he was like,
pop. He picked up one of the guards' guns. I think one of the National Guards got shot, and he picked up their gun. I think. Anyway, no, you're right. I can't remember. The point is, he started shooting at the National Guard, and they just blew his blood. But again, that because he stopped. He shot the National Guard dude, and then he put the gun down like he was ready to be killed. So again, it was like suicide by National Guard. And I'm like, you could have just got killed by one. Your family ain't getting shit. Because now you're a criminal. Like
He would have been better off just walking downstairs and getting killed by a prisoner.
Exactly. And now your son, your poor, special needs son and house wife can live off your insurance or something. But now you're just a crazy asshole who got killed by the National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the awesome riots. I was like, this P-Dog became like Malcolm X /
But it choose how I die. I mean, you could just bleed brains out or something.
Right? I'm gonna shoot this. Well, that guard was a piece of shit to him. So
he had that shit coming.
Yeah. So I didn't feel bad about that. My other idea that again the guards were behind Mitch and Milo's wife being murdered. If it would have turned out to be that dude, and is somehow so Mike allowed P-Dog to kill him, would have been kind of cool to be like, now, like, I know you did it to my brother, that kind of tie this shit together just a little bit. And then Milo was like, oh, that's the one who killed my wife. So maybe they kind of work together to kill the guard or something like that. And then Milo just kind of sneaks out to be like, you got Iris. It's okay. You can have her. I don't know. You can have her. I'm going to get my $14 million in bearer bonds and some silly shit. And I'm out. Anyway, I thought something like that was going to happen. But again, riot's over. Why am I watching season 2? I don't. Iris is going to be with Mike or not, and I don't care either way. Mama's on getting my nerves.
You gotta come back for Rebecca's spectacular cleavage.
It was nice. I mean, I was like, it's like
she walks into the room, it's just boobs. I'm like, what is happening here?
That you would expect that in the 80s movie. Like this to be like 2022. You think, come on, man. Why is her
I mean, Mike.
I was like, excuse me, you need some coffee? You need some coffee with this? All this, need some cream in your coffee with some milk? I was like, are you pregnant? I was like, what are we doing right now? And then I was like, and then I thought they were gonna get together. I thought you were gonna find that her and Mitch had something going on. No, she just boobies, just side boobies, and a Mustang that Mike can borrow because the feds are watching him. They were watching you anyway. That's the other one. Police department randomly, hey Mike, there's a meth cooker that's gonna be driving through the city. Could you help us stop him? Sure. I'm going to drive a car full speed and ram him so y'all can arrest him because for some reason you all can't do that yourselves. Like, who was this dealer? Why was he important? What's his connection to Mike? No repercussions. He just got arrested. And we assume that's connected to Duke because the white people are in charge of meth and Duke never really mentioned it or whatever. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Also, Iris was a professional hoe, so I'm trying to figure out how a weekend of orgies all of a sudden broke her. I don't want to be like that, but that doesn't make any sense. Like, I didn't see any beating.
Wasn't she like drugged and beaten or something?
There was no beating. Like the drugs came later. Like once she was broken and they needed to put her back together or some shit. Like they were like the drugs were supposed to keep her from crying and losing her mind. It was a couple of orgies, like it was threesomes. It wasn't like she got trained or anything. Like that's a different story. Like I can see that, I guess, but I'm like, I don't know. Somehow there was too much psychological. After she got her hand crushed with a hammer and got her ass whooped. Also, I thought she was gonna be fucking that strip club owner because I thought he was like sweet on her. I thought that was gonna be something. Like he was gonna help her escape or something, and that never turned out to be anything. Yeah, she can do an OnlyFans account. All she has to do is stand there and smile, and she would be rich. That's it. Just titties. Titty stayed out. That casting must have been like titties. Yep. All right, you got the job. Redhead too. Good. Next. Rebecca. Titties. Got it. Next. Evelyn. Titties. All right. Next, you'll be humped by Mike once for some reason. And then you'll go to dinner. Yeah. Anyway, are you interested in watching season 2?
What?
Why not?
I gotta see Jeremy Renner and his cape.
Him and Bunny. It's like Batman and Robin. I was like, I can't wait for Bunny to suit up to be like, I gotta leave the hood, yo. I gotta get out here and sell these drugs, yo. I'm like, you are such a stereotype. You hurt my feelings, bro. But you're funny. You're funny. You're entertaining. But damn, I know you don't know who your daddy is. I know that. I ain't gotta ask.
Oh man.
Fuck.
You
Anyway.
wrong for that.
Huh?
You wrong for that.
My bad. My fault. My fault. If he eats fried chicken at any point in season 2, I'm out.
Surprised that all those meal deliveries wasn't a bucket of chicken
At some point.
and a grape soda or something.
At some point. It's and some I need some red Kool-Aid and some I want him to invite Mike over for fucking soul food. That's what I want.
Fried chicken, greens.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese.
So mac cheese. Oh, bro, just make him a good plate to be like. That's how I keep that. He's like, you know what, bro? I love this food. I should eat this in prison. They can make some toilet wine. Maybe that time we made toilet wine. I don't know. Maybe I'm going too far. All right, guys. Hey, Iron, did you know the guy? Yeah, was injured. Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner. Yes, he is injured, and he's doing well. He's on Instagram. He's all his hot. He looks just like this photo actually behind Stacy at this point.
Damn.
To be real, he does look just like that. He looks real. That's real life now.
Take a look in and keep on ticking.
And it keeps on ticking. He's 50. I didn't know he was 50. I was like, wow.
He's in his 50s. Yep.
And again, I've only seen him as Hawkeye in MCU. The reason I bring it up is because his emotional moments, like when his brother died and he's feeling it and he's trying to like, what I do now? All I saw was the superhero character Hawkeye when he's like trying to get over his best friend Natasha dying. It's the same dramatic moment. It's the same face in it. I mean, it's the same person, but it's like he that's his thing. Like that's his dramatic. And so I'm like,
yeah, that little thug tear going on with him and Iris were sitting there.
yeah, I was like, damn, like where's Scarlett Johansson? Like where's the rest of the MCU? Like I need some more MCU actors in this thing. That I can feel like, go ahead, Hawkeye, you're back. When he pulled out the bow and arrow, you have no idea how ironic that was. Because like that's his weapon as a superhero, is the bow and arrow. So I was like, I didn't think about that till right now. I was like, that is ironic as fuck. They're like, hey, you're Hawkeye. Go get that bow and arrow. Why do you buy grease and fries and then a weapon?
Oh my God. He bought all those potatoes and grease. And yeah, he was like, what's the best name to kill a bear? Like, what?
What?
Why are you trying to kill this damn bear? You gonna feed him and then try to kill him? Never kill him.
One day when that bear gets too big for his britches, he's gonna be like, what? Sorry, buddy. I know I fed you every day for 3 years, but now you're big.
Fatten him up so you have bear meat for a decade.
Or just fucking go get the gun store owner. Let him come do it. Don't kill the same bear you were feeding. Like that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Like I got no respect for you, bro. You killed that bear. I'm more interested in that bear than I am in Iris.
He's gonna kill the bear. Yeah, bear is cute.
That's right. But Iris, the bear ain't that fucking.
They ain't gonna kill that bear. People be like, "Oh my God, boycott Mayor of Kingston. They killed the bear."
He's gonna be like Yogi. I was like,
come out with that. Yeah, you can start forest fires.
All right, guys. That's the video. Again, Mayor of Kingstown season 2 starts next week. Stacey and I will do it at some level. We got a lot of things coming out, so we will check it out. Maybe we'll do it during the week. I don't know, because it's a lot of content. So, but anyway, we may make a couple of rolls to see the episodes are even connected. I mean, we may try to do it because they're just random episodes of adventures that, we might just do a couple here and there. But what do you think? If you want us to review it weekly, let us know in the comments. We appreciate you, love you. Stacey, as always, I appreciate your times, and I will see your lovely self for the Oval on Thursday night at 6:00. We'll get back to Tyler Perry foolishness as we do. Be strong, girl.